Hello, my friends. Happy Tuesday. I'm going to make sure we're good to go here. We are ready for Tuesday Throwdown. It's a little bit earlier today. Sorry about that. I have a doctor's appointment on not the other side of the Cape, but lower down on the Cape. And so we just never know what the traffic's going to be like in the summer. So I just want to make sure I have enough time to get there on time. So hello, my friends. Welcome in. I hope you guys are having a good day so far. I wanted to do a little scrapbooking for you today, but I just didn't have time to pull my thoughts together on that. So we're going to do a true old-fashioned, the origin of Tuesday Throwdown, actually used to be Thursday Throwdown, was just kind of playing with what was on my desk. And so we're going to do a little bit of that and kind of add in some things. So what's super exciting is, as demonstrators, today is our pre-order day for the new holiday catalog. So I'm using the limited supplies of holiday stuff I have at the moment because there isn't a lot in the July online exclusives. A lot of times they have a lot of Christmas stuff in there, but they did not this time. So we're going to kind of pair things together as best we can until I get the new goodies. So maybe next week I'll do a little sneak peek of some of the new stuff. I will be sending out an email later today with signups for the new catalog. So I do need to place that order by the end of the month. So I'll get those out direct from Stampin' Up! This year again. And that will be at the end of August. So watch for that email if you'd like to get a copy of the catalog sent to you. So that will be coming via email. I'll try and post something here on the Facebook page as well if I remember later today. So let's go ahead and get started so that we can get through here today in time for me to make it to my appointment. So let me just make sure we're lined up well. So as I mentioned, look at all the goodies I had left over. So I'm like, I'm pretty sure we can make a card out of this for sure, right? So I have lots of goodies left over, but I did want to pair it maybe with something new. So we've seen this. This is that Stitched Season designer series paper that's kind of like quilt inspired. So we've been using that the last couple of weeks because this was the only paper in the July online exclusives that was holiday themed. So I was looking through my stash and I have a couple of things. So this is the Gingham Gallery 12 by 12. And so this obviously has the Peaceful Pine color, which is one of the colors we've been using. So that would work with it. I also kind of feel like the Golden Glow color would be pretty for Christmas. Like some of the blues and the yellows and the greens and the yellows could be really pretty and a little bit different. So I don't know, maybe we'll do that. This is all the new in colors is what this pack of paper has. So we have the Peaceful Pine, the Hydrangea Hue, I'm testing myself, Barely Blush, and then the Golden Glow and the Crisp Cantaloupe. And each one has 2 sheets, so you get one of that, well, it's 2 of the same, right? So you get the big check and then that little plaid. So that is an option. And then as I was looking through my stuff, I was like, oh, but wait, I still have the Berry Botanical Vellum, which was a product of the month from a couple of months ago. I don't know if it's still actually available. I should have checked. But right on top, we have some of this really pretty Peaceful Pine polka dot vellum. So that could definitely work, right? I don't think anything else in here will work because it's like some really bright florals and purples and things like that. But this green could definitely come into play here. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with a white card base. So let me just grab that because I did not grab that ahead of time. So let's just get a thick. Oh, that's a basic. I want thick white. I like to use thick white as my bases. Oh, look, I already have one. Perfect. Look at that. We're using all of our leftover pieces. So here's the full card base. So we could kind of do this little vellum as the base, I think. I'm kind of leaning towards using the greens only because I want to use this vellum, I think. And then like I have this little piece. So maybe we could layer those together. What do you think? Would that work? Let's go ahead and cut this down. I might do, so typically a card front mat would be 4 by 5 1/4. I might actually make it 3 3/4 by 5. So just a little bit shorter than typical. So let me just cut this here. Hello, my friends. Thanks for sharing, Debbie. So I'm going to go ahead. Whoops, I just dropped a pen on the floor. So I'm thinking we're going to kind of do this. And then if I put this in the middle, I might actually layer it onto something. But this will give me this area here to use my tape to tape this down, if that makes sense. So what I'm going to do, because I think I'm going to do this, but I might layer this on another color too. But I'm going to pick this up like this. And then I'm going to flip it over. And I'm going to use my adhesive in the areas where that, because you can kind of see the adhesive through sometimes, particularly when you put it down. The other thing you could do is actually, and actually it's not too bad. You can't really see it too much. So I could probably put a little bit of regular adhesive on the corners too. The other thing I like to do is use my liquid Tombow glue and just put a little glue like on a piece of scrap paper and then pick it up with a sponge and kind of spread it onto the vellum, on the back of the vellum, because then it doesn't really show through. So that's another good little tip too. All right, so I like this, but I want a little bit of definition between the two. So I'm wondering, maybe not this color, not this print, but I might actually do, let's try Secret Sea behind this. So that's that dark navy. Let's try doing that behind this and see if that works. I'm going to actually do a very thin layer here. So this is 2 3/4 by 2 3/4 by, what am I? It's like 3.5. So let's do that. 2 3/4. So we'll do 2 7/8, and we'll see if I cut that right. Just kind of a little, I don't know. I might end up doing white because I typically don't like color on top of color like that. Yeah, I'm not sure I love it. Let me look with the white first, and we'll see how we feel with that. I must have a scrap piece of white here. Perfect. Hopefully it's wide enough. Let's try that. Yeah, this will be wide enough. It's a lot of white, so maybe, although I already taped this down. Now I'm feeling like I should have a different color here, but I don't have any peaceful pine, so I don't know. Should we leave it the blue, or should I actually maybe just leave it? I think I might just leave it. All right, let's just do that. All right, so I'm going to put some dimensionals on this. And hopefully you can't hear the kids next door. I have the windows open because it's hot in here if I don't. And I do have my microphone, so I'm hoping that's helping with the sound quality. But there are kids across the street that are having a grand old time enjoying their summer vacation. So I apologize if that's coming through. All right, I think the house across from us was sold last year, and I think it's a rental house now, so we have like different people there every week. It's been fine, but it does sometimes mean there's lots of noise going on. All right, so I like this, but I'm thinking I might want a little texture. So I have some twine here that's on my desk. Again, we're just playing with the things on my desk. I wonder how many cards I could make out of the things that are sitting on my desk, because I have a lot of stuff here. All right, so I'm going to just do a little... I actually might put it off to the side here because I have enough. This was leftover twine from the paper pumpkin kit that I just put together. So I'm going to just do a little bow with this. And then maybe we'll use the, I have some embossed leaves, the poinsettia leaves from the Pretty Poinsettia. I think I might use that. Okay, let me just switch this over a little bit. So I'm going to leave this long for a minute. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it. But I have these, right? So it's like the cute little poinsettia, however you want to say it. I don't know. It's spelled poinsettia, but I've always said poinsettia. I think it's probably poinsettia, but I don't know. All right. I kind of like this, right? So we'll layer that together and make that kind of the focal point. That'd be pretty, right? Do we like that? I think we do. Yes, exactly. They are having fun. I have no problem with that. All right, I'm going to put a little bit of glue there and kind of line these up off center a little bit, like that. And then once that's in place, we can do another little bit here. We're supposed to get some rain later today, so it's probably good they're outside playing right now. Plus, that's why we took a good long walk this morning with the puppy, so that she would be tired out. There we go. All right, so now we have that. You could have put those together too with dimensionals if you wanted a little more dimension. I think I might put them on with dimension. Whoops. Let's do that. Or maybe not. I don't need to. I like that. So we're going to kind of do a nice simple layering of those. Let me actually grab a dimensional. Let's put that on with a couple minis. And then we'll start talking about sentiments and bling and all the things. So I could use the dies to create the bling for this, the center, like we did on the last card. Oh, I should have left that out. I think I put that away. But I just used gold foil to create the little center on that one. But I think for this one, I might use some gold embellishments. I think I have some. Let me see if I can find some gold. Or we could, oh, actually, we could use a little white button. Oh, that would be cute. Should we do a white button or should I look for gold? I have these gold ones too. What do you think? Let's vote, you guys. I have these, and I could do like a set of 3, kind of to make it look like a little flower center, like maybe 2 of the small ones and 1 of the big ones or something. Or do we just do a white button in the middle? What do you guys think? You weigh in. I'm going to finish designing this. So I'm wondering if we need something with a little more interest here. This was from the quilting paper. I could do something like that to kind of break up the green. I think this is too busy if I do that. I don't love that. There's also, I need to do a sentiment too. I got a square here, but I think we need a different shape. We got this, which is probably too small for a sentiment. I'm thinking I'll do a long sentiment. Button. We got 1 vote for the button. Anybody else have any thoughts on whether we should do a button or embellishments in there? My other thought is maybe to pull in a piece of this, like the long way. I think I might try that. Let's do that. I'm going to cut a piece of this. And we'll do, I don't know, like maybe, let's try 2 inches of this by 4 1/4. So it'll go across like that. Just to kind of break that up a little bit. Then we've got this. Okay, I'm liking it, I'm liking it. And then, all right, I'm going to go with the button. Debbie, you're in charge. So let's grab one of these buttons so I can finish that up, so I can start thinking. We'll do the white button because it'll stand out a little bit better. We'll stick that in the middle. Okay. All right, I like that. Then we need a sentiment. And I'm thinking, let's grab the stamp set for a second. Well, I've been playing with 2 the last couple of weeks. So we had the stitch stockings, which was this one. Or I like the stuff in here. Oh, bright Christmas wishes might be cute, like a long skinny one. Otherwise we could do like a banner piece that kind of overlaps up here. I don't know. I'm thinking I'm going to do the bright Christmas wishes. Let's pull that out. And I'll cut a little piece of white. Okay. Let's do that. And I'm going to just cut a piece. Will that be long enough? Yeah, that should be perfect. So let's just cut this down a little bit. We'll test my stamping skills. I made it nice and thin. And then I need a block. Got my block. Now, just another tip for you. I know I've said this before, but just in case you haven't heard me say this before. If you're doing particularly sentiments, you want to make sure you put the stamps. See how that just kind of went wonky? You want to put it down on your surface, kind of straight. This is where the grid paper helps because you can line it up. I didn't even bring any out. And then pick it up with your block. Because if we put it on this way, we tend to skew it. And hopefully I didn't skew it. It looks like it's pretty straight. All right, I'm going to use the new magnetic pad here. We're going to use Peaceful Pine for the sentiment color. This is a felt-based stamp pad instead of foam, so you do need to put a little bit of pressure, but you're still just doing kind of a light tap, tap, tap. You don't want to do any CPR stamping. That's how you get ink all over your block. All right, so I'm going to do straight down, straight up, and that worked pretty well. Okay, I have a little bit of extra space. I did not leave a lot, but I got enough that I can just do kind of like little edge slanting, like that. Okay, so we've got this. And then I'm thinking maybe across like this. I like that. All right, so let's start attaching some of this stuff so it's not volatile. And then I think we'll add a little bling. I know we already had the button, but I think with that button we can actually add some like blingy embellishments now too. Let's go ahead and do this. So we can stick that in the center. You guys, at least this way, I am definitely going to have at least a few of my cards done for ahead of time. And start writing a couple of them out. All right. And then I'm going to put this like that, but that means I want to do one little mini dimensional, like right here. And then this overlaps the flower, which is already popped up. So I'm just going to use regular adhesive there. Okay. I really feel like this poinsettia bundle is so easy to play with. I'm going to tuck it kind of under the leaves a little bit. Not too much, though. You want to be able to read it. Like that. And then I'm going to make this a little bit smaller. And that a little bit smaller. Let's see. And that came undone. Okay. Like that. There we go. Oh, I need my ribbon scissors. Those are my adhesive scissors, so they're kind of sticky. There we go. All right, so now I'm thinking my iridescent pearls maybe would be a nice little bling if I have any of those left. Let me see. Do I have any of those left? Maybe not. Does not look like I have any of those. Well, what else do I have here? Let's look through. I thought I could have sworn I did. I could use those. They're not, or these maybe are a little more blingy. Those are kind of ivory. I don't think those are white enough. Got flowers, but I think that's too much flowers. I've got little silver gems or gold gems, but they're kind of boyish. Where's the other actual ones that I was looking at? Maybe we use those. These. Oh, maybe I use these. I like these. All right, here we go. And I think I can use the white ones. Let's grab my Take Your Pick tool. And we'll do a couple of these. And then let's use another larger one. kind of tucked in down here. How's that? And I actually probably could put a little dimensional right here to keep that in place. There we go. There we go. And then, just because, let's go ahead and add a little Winka Stella to our leaves. There's glitz on the button, so I might as well just add a little wink to this too. Winka Stella is just a great little easy peasy way to make some glitz and glamour to your projects. And it's not messy, which I love. There. Perfect. There we have it. Another card done. So there you have it. I don't have the one I made last week, but here are the ones I made a couple weeks ago. This was with the stitched stocking, if you missed those. So we've been doing Christmas in July all week. I will have a Christmas event that I'll be opening next week. So stay tuned for that. We were supposed to do a craft along in the next month or so, but it just didn't work out schedule-wise. So I'm gonna switch up my plan and we'll do something a little bit different. So stay tuned. I've got something coming. I just don't know what exactly. So I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks so much for joining me a little bit early today. I appreciate it. If you're watching this on YouTube, please be sure to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any other videos. And if you want to hit the like button, that always makes me happy too. And if you're watching on Facebook Live, thanks so much for joining me. I appreciate it. I hope you guys have a great day and enjoy the rest of your week. We'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.